Good morning, I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network, and it's time to take a look at our midday livestock trade with livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. And Kyle, we are having a solidly positive day in the cattle complex. Tell me a little bit about what you're seeing in trade today.
Well, that's right, Lacey, and a lot of folks are going to be talking about this feeder cattle index. Feeders were limit up here just a little bit ago. We're up $8.30 right now on this January contract. March is up $7.92, April up $7.97. And May up $7.92. So it looks to me like there's more non-commercial movement here. The spreads aren't telling you much here so far. We did have some commercial selling earlier on, but they kind of backed that off here a little bit, and the spreads are pretty well flat right now. So not a lot of commercial business being done there, but non-commercials here, given the fact that it's Tuesday, and these non-commercial traders, these funds, they square their books up on Tuesday for that commitment to traders report, which who knows, and we'll finally be caught up on those. But anyway, they got to do their due diligence and get their position squared up for that report. The index today looks to be like it's going to be up about $11.92. That's correct, up $11.92 on the feeder cattle index around that 331.62, with the daily number of 337 on 2,796 head. Now, most of that is coming off the heels of getting rid of some of these poorer sales that we had last week and no volume last week, so some of those are starting to come out of the index. And looking at some things here, there's only about 5,700 head in the index right now coming out of Thanksgiving week. And it might be tough to get up to that 25,000 head level, but it is possible. If we see some good sales here today in the Southern Plains, we might see 335 by tomorrow. Well, yesterday, some of the bigger sales down south, OKC was up $26 at 332, and there was one in Missouri that was up $14 around that 329 area. So a lot of moving parts here as we move into the middle of the week, Lacey.
That is livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted with a look at your midday livestock trade. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.
You know, a favorite trucker hat with a wedding tuxedo is certainly a unique combination, but not as crowd-pleasing of a combination as Cropland WinPak varieties. WinPak soybeans blend together two complementary varieties to help maximize yield potential and reduce risk across variable field conditions in many environments. Talk to your local Cropland retail seed expert about WinPak varieties, one of the most unique concepts in soybeans today.
I know my mom does everything she can, but most days we still don't have enough to eat.
Thousands of children in Nebraska and western Iowa are facing hunger. Visit foodbankheartland.org to donate and help nourish hungry families.
I know my mom does everything she can, but most days we still don't have enough to eat.
Thousands of children in Nebraska and western Iowa are facing hunger. Visit foodbankheartland.org to donate and help nourish hungry families.
Welcome back to the Tractor Tuesday Market Deck. I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network. Check out today's daily deals at TractorTuesday.com. Grain trade is higher. Wheat and corn have reversed early weakness following some public comments from Vladimir Putin that he would retaliate for drone strikes from Ukraine on vessels carrying Russian oil. Wheat has made a dramatic turnaround, rising 13 cents from this morning's low. That rally is spilling over into corn and was giving a little bit of support to soybeans, which we seem to be giving up already, as corn and soybean production yield numbers for Brazil were also lower today, according to StoneX, though they are still on their way to potential record amounts of both. And cattle futures are strong today as well, giving some strength to the hog complex. Both markets saw higher cutout prices Monday, with strong consumer demand for both pork and beef as we continue through the holiday season. March corn is up 4 3/4 at 4.49 3/4. May up 4 3/4 at 4.58. January soybeans are down 1 3/4 at 11.26 1/4. March down 1 1/4 at 11.36 3/4. Chicago March wheat is up 7.5 at 5.42 1/2. May up 6.5 at 5.49 1/2. Kansas City March wheat is up 7 1/4 at 5.34. May up 6 3/4 at 5.44 3/4. January soybean meal down 1.80 at 3.12.80. January bean oil up 17 at 52.53. December live cattle are up 347 at 217.67. February up 390 at 219.82. January feeders are up 670 at 327.77. March up 602 at 321.55. December lean hogs up 17 cents at 80.40. February down 52 at 79.77.